Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh,
Episode's
all
been
right. We are going. Hey, guys. We are excited to be here. Drop a woo woo if you are joining us for the first time or the first time in a long time. My name is Sarah Lynn Kate, and I am with the beautiful and the smartest and the strategic person that I know, Cassie Billingsley. I have no idea what she is to the side of me, so I'm going to point on both sides. To me, it looks like this, but to her, it might look like this. I don't know. Anywho, we are here to bring you a jam packed workshop of the day. So, before we dive in and we spill the beans on what it's all about, I want to ask you a question. When you first joined network marketing, not your current company, but your company, the very first company that you joined, especially if you're a seasoned veteran like us, you've been in it for a while, maybe one or two companies in, which is perfectly normal, by the way. Let me ask you, did you happen to make a couple sales like when you first joined in the industry and you launched properly? Like, I'm going to say that there's probably a really good chance that you did. And then something happened. Something shifted and the money ran dry. Like, let me know if that was you, because that was me. I know it was Cassie as well. Actually, we've got somebody. Hey, Anne, how are you, my friend? Let me know if that was you too, Anne. Like, when you first joined network marketing altogether, your very first company, did you happen to, get a good start? Like, where you made a couple sales, you're like, yeah, I can totally do this. Often that's the case because you're still here. You got a taste of what it can look like. And Anne, you proved me right. Yes. And yes, again, absolutely. And then the money ran dry. And you're like, what is happening? Okay. Well, a couple things. It could be where perhaps your audience, maybe you've just kind of run out of the people who might be interested in it. Whether it's your opportunity or your product, or, and it's a big or, and honestly, I think it's going to be more of this one. Yes, you've got to take care of audience and put people in, but we're not talking about that today. Instead, we're going to be talking about how it could be because you stopped showing up as you. All right. Wow. That's a big, big deal. So to kick off this workshop and really get it going, Cassie's got a big story for you. And specifically where she's going to share a little bit about the secret factor that every network marketer has, but isn't using to boost their sales. And this this story was a huge light bulb moment for the both of us. And that's where I'm like, Cassie, you have to share this today. So, Cassie, tell your story, girlfriend.
Take it away. Just kidding.
Yes.
Okay. So, like Sarah Lynn said, most of the time when we joined a network marketing company, I've been in network marketing, you guys, for years, like 10 plus years. Okay. I would always do really well when I would first launch. I would get some customers, maybe even a couple of team builders, that kind of stuff. And then it would just like die. Like I was doing everything I was told to do. Right. Mm-hmm. So last year, this time of year, January through March, I mean, I wasn't the only one. Sarah Lynn was with me in this. We were going for the ranks, man. Remind you that we both hit top leadership ranks at that top 1% when we first launched, like 6 months ago, kind of, or not recently, but from January. It was like in August, September of 2021. And so we were like, we hit the top ranks. We were like, dang, this is good. Like we got this. And then something happened. We were like, it just dried, it fizzled, there was nothing coming in. And we're like, what the heck? Like, how did we get here? Okay. So come January last year, we were all in. We were like, we're going to make this work. We're going to do all the things. We started talking to our upline, to the higher ranks, to those leaders. We're like, what do we got to do? They were like, you got to run like your hair is on fire, or maybe run like your pants are on fire. Right? Mm-hmm. You got to post 3 TikToks a day, 3 reels a day, post on your post, make sure you have 5 to 8 stories. And we didn't only just have one TikTok account, guys. We had 2 TikTok accounts. We were doing reels on Facebook and Instagram, and we were doing stories, and we were doing posts. Okay. Did that just overwhelm you instantly? Drop me in the chat like the little amen hands, like if that overwhelmed you.
Wait, I just also remembered we also had 2 separate Instagram accounts too.
Yes, we did. We had a product and a business Instagram account.
We were running 5 separate social media accounts.
Yep. Because it was what we were told to do. We had to be
Mhm.
everywhere. We had to be doing all the things. And Anne is like, yes, and was way too salesy, right? Exactly. So we instantly, at that point in time, became a billboard for our company.
Mhm.
Right? If you're doing everything with products in your hands and talking about all these things and on all of these platforms, it wasn't even us anymore. It was very billboardy. You are your company's billboard now. Okay. And our upline does it. You still see it to this day. We watch people talk about the ranks. We talk about the income. We talk about the products. We constantly picture perfect images, all of these things. And it might work for them, but it's not going to work for you. So this is where we took a step back because obviously we faded out, we burnt out, we were done with the industry back in July. We both were like, we're done. Like, we cannot operate like this, and our team can't operate like this. It is not duplicatable to be running like your hair is on fire all the time. So the people that say run like your hair is on fire for just 5 years, if you could just do it 5 years, I'm sorry, that 5 years of my kid's life, they would be graduated and gone. I'm not missing that for the maybe if what could be potentially set me to that freedom. I want the freedom now. Okay. So it was us copying our upline to a T. That brought us in. No sales, causing us to lose that it factor, right? That it factor of where we are unapologetically ourselves. Okay, we talk about it all the time. And the reason we talk about being unapologetically you is because we have been there, we have done it, we have been in the trenches, and we know what it's like to go from that top rank to no sales to zero income because of the fact that we were following our upline to a T and we lost ourselves in the middle of it. So if that's you and you're feeling anything but yourself on social media, we're going to help you find your it factor again, because that is a crucial key component in this.
Absolutely. We got an amen in the house, man.
Yeah.
That was huge. Like, total light bulb moment, right, guys? Like, by the way, if you're catching the replay, also let us know what you thought of Cassie's story, because it's so true. Like, once you start being someone else, you're going to lose your it factor.
Yeah.
The it factor that makes you unique. And it's also the factor that's going to help you keep going and be consistent and push forward when things get tough, because this is life. Like, business is still going to be tough, even though the model is amazing. But anyways, I digress. So if you are ready to find that it factor, drop a whoop whoop in the chat. Let us know if you're excited. Whoop, whoop. All right, because here's the thing. We're going to break it down in 3 simple solutions, or 3 simple ways to help you rediscover that it factor and show up unapologetically as yourself on social media all over again. So, Anne, you're like, exactly, working on finding me 100%. So the very first thing that we're going to talk about for this workshop is we're going to help you discover what your story is. Okay. Here's the thing. You need to know more about yourself before you just start posting a bunch of random stuff on social media. And this is something that you honestly should be doing every so often, kind of retapping into discovering what your story is, because your story is going to evolve. In fact, just this morning, I was working on mine. It's something that every marketer does, is just like jotting it down and be like, oh yeah, yep, right there. It's the aha moment, or the things that you know that it's a part of you, something that you're in alignment with. So to help you with your story, okay, is one, I want to just ask you, what were your biggest pain points that you struggled with? The biggest struggles that you experienced before you joined your company. Put your company and the products to the side. All right. What is something that you can label that you just like, dude, this is a problem of mine. And I'm worried if I don't fix it, it's only going to get worse. All right. Making sure that there is that fear there, because here's the thing, fear is what eventually gets us to take action and want to join something or purchase something. So maybe you had gained extra weight and you're like, I'm afraid that if I don't put a stop to this, my health is going to go out the window and I won't be there for my grandkids. Maybe you struggled with anxiety and depression and you were worried about your mental health continuing to degrade. Maybe you were dealing or struggling with bills and you were worried about that continuing to accumulate with no end in sight and eventually potentially losing your house. All right. All very real fears, but you see how it kind of accumulates and grows from there. So, jot that down, share it in the chat if you're comfortable with it, as to what it is that was specific to your, what is your specific problem that you struggled with. Okay. Now, the next question to help you with your story related to your company. Huh? Oh, what?
Hey, Sarah.
Oh, hey. Oh, thanks for catching that. So we actually got two. So we've got Ian, your mental health and your weight, and then Sarah, thanks for joining us. Your thyroid or lack of and learning about heavy metal and products. All right. So your thyroid is a problem that you had. All right. And I know you and I have talked about that, Sarah, of not having one and it becoming an issue later on in life. Okay. So you establish these problems. You remember, you tapped into them. Okay. So now let me ask you, what was it about your company that you're a part of now that attracted you to it? All right. Write those down. Ask those questions. What was it that was unique that helped solve these particular problems? Your mental health, your weight, your thyroid. Maybe, Sarah, in your case, you wanted to avoid heavy metals and toxins due to your thyroid health, so that way you can support it and continue to thrive. So what about your company? Even if it's on the business side of things. So I should say the second question, what was it about your products that attracted you to them? So both your company and your products, all right, what were the two? Knowing, okay, there is potential here that it can solve and fix my pain point. There's solutions here for me to make my pain point better. Okay. Now, when you first got started, you just got started. You didn't know if your company or your product was going to solve anything for you, but you went out and you were excited about it because you were sharing your story of the possibility of what your company could do for you. Your very first company, I should say. Okay. Because sometimes when we join another company after that, we're still caught up in our head of the things that our previous upline told us to do.
Right.
All right. So then afterwards, once you've gotten over that excitement and the possibilities, and you've worked with your company, you've worked with, the salute or the products. The next question is, what has your company or your products done for you right now? What has it solved for you? How has it helped you with those, the struggles, the fears, the pain points that you were experiencing? Not your upline, not your sideline, not your friends. Those are little additive stories that you can bring in. But we're talking about you here, because you are the it factor.
Right. And can I add to that real quick, Sarah-Lynn?
Absolutely.
Because another thing that hit home for me as I was kind of reflecting into the whole, being that billboard and who I was trying to fit into the bubble of weight loss, being in companies that were just weight loss related. I would run with weight loss, but the fact of the matter is I didn't have weight to lose. Okay. Weight loss is not a problem for me. Yes, it's a great niche for those who can relate to it, because that is a hot commodity, especially the first of the year, those kind of things. But I was trying to fit myself into this bubble of what my company expected of me. And it wasn't true to who I was, because I don't need to lose weight. And finding a product and a solution that was more to me, more to my core values, more to what I actually needed.
I love that you brought that up, because it brings home to a point that I like to say, is that this is what you want to align with yourself, with what is in alignment with you, not what you think should be in alignment with you, or what you think you should do, because it's hot. You know, my previous company, everyone was all about, and they still are, taking these gorgeous photos of themselves where there's a lot of filters involved. I'm not going to lie. And that's like almost like where it was done with a professional. That ain't me, but I was trying to fit into that mold. Now, I'm fine with taking selfies. I'm fine with doing my own little photo shoots, but I'm not all about being picture perfect all the time, because that's not me. Look at me, guys. I am in braids. Anytime, the little hack, anytime you see me in braids is because this is 4-day unwashed hair.
Right?
And I live in hoodies and sweatshirts. That's me.
Yeah.
When you are trying to put on a jacket of somebody else's, it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to show off on social media.
Right.
Sorry, what
and
were you
you're
going
not
to say?
going to get any success.
Exactly. People see right through it.
They do. When they saw my picture perfect, because, you know, we've always been a part of kind of the same company, and I had the picture perfect. Well, then when I busted out of that and was like, no, I'm going to be me, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I love your different faces that you make. I mean, if you saw my social media, I had a picture of me upside down, because that's me. Like, I love to show my personality through my pictures and not be all curated.
Absolutely. All right, Cassie, why don't you go ahead and take away with the second point?
The second point is, you're going to take one main point that is a part of your story. And it's not just what your upline is telling you, okay? Or what you think you should be doing based on what everyone else is doing. This is what you're going to focus on. If your product is about weight loss, and when you first got started, you most likely weren't even on it, right? And I'm guilty of that. I've joined a company and been like, oh, I'm not on it, but it's this new hot commodity. It's this new thing. And I was enrolling people, you know, with excitement and joining the perspective of losing weight. And if you lose weight on it, then yes, share your story around the pain that you experienced about not being able to lose weight prior to. But if you're not losing weight once you get the product, and you keep forcing it and showing people, hey, look, you know, it's going to hinder you. You're not going to get any sales, because people are going to see right through it. If you're not having the results and you don't actually have a solution because you don't have your own personal experience from it, you have no pain, you have no emotion tied to it, you're not going to be able to sell it. Okay. When you share about your company, and you're going to mainly focus on this one point in your story over and over again. So if your pain point was being, like Sarah Lynn said, being able to pay off, you know, some bills, or, you know, being able to secure your house so you didn't have to move, those kind of things, like, you can talk about that, but be sure that you're putting the pain and the emotion. You have to make people feel a certain way. Okay. If they're not feeling, they're not buying into it. So if you're posting just the numbers and, oh my gosh, look at, I ranked advanced 5 times, or, you know, look at, I've done this. And believe me, I get it, guys. I have been there. I have done the shout outs. I have done the rank advancements. I have done the, hey, look at our team. We've done this much. But when it's all just about that, let me tell you, I didn't get any sales from that, because nobody cared. Nobody was commenting. Nobody cared. They were like, oh, okay, well, it's because they didn't have that emotional connection. If you're in your company and you don't have that pain point, you don't have a story, you don't have those feelings, then I'm going to tell you, you might not be in the right company that's a right fit for you to show up as you and be the it factor.
Absolutely. I love that. And I'm going to double down on the importance of the story that elicits feelings. Okay. So this was, and this has nothing to do with exactly what Anne said, but I'm going to use it as an example where the company is set up as an affiliate type of business. So easier to earn money. Okay. So she had wrote that, like, what is it that attracted to your company? So what does this then do, Anne, for you to, you know, for your emotions of that particular pain point that you were experiencing. You know, take that to that next level. So, you know, this is what I was doing earlier is that, okay, you have debt. All right. What about that debt? That's a fact. Okay. What about that debt? What does it do to you internally?
Mhm.
All right. It provides you with a lot of anxiety. It provides you with a lot of concern and fear of, am I going to be able to make my house payment or make my car payment? Is there a possibility of my car getting repoed? Can I go ahead and purchase food for this week? I just saw somebody on TikTok where she said there was a life event that happened. And so she cannot purchase groceries for the next 3 weeks for herself. So she is just going through everything and anything that she has in her house. And that sucks for her. I don't know who it was. It was just a random video. And she's turning or spinning it into a series of hers, which is cool and creative. But that's the thing. That's the reality. Am I going to be able to put groceries on my table?
Mhm.
You know,
Are you going to be able to buy eggs?
Yeah, are you getting exactly in this egg economy that we're in right now? But that's the thing is that you're not just, it goes back to the statement is that facts tell, stories sell. All right, you simply saying that, oh, I joined my company because I saw the appeal to it being set up as an affiliate type of a business, so easier to earn money. Okay, great. What does that do for you? What does that alleviate in some sort of pain that you experienced, maybe as a mom, you know, or making more money in general? What does that do for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got to bring it back to the emotional side of things. You can't just spew the facts out. The emotional side of things will always be connected back to your story. And this is what Cassie was saying. If you don't have that alignment or connection with the story, not saying that, Anne, that you don't have that, but for those who are watching this, is that if you're not having that alignment with your company and it's not addressing the feelings here, then you might need to make the tough decision and consider something else. All right. Something that is more in alignment. Okay. So yes. So, and you put alleviate anxiety about having money. All right. Now take it another step closer or further is specifically with what? Something specific in your family, your boys, your home. All right. This is the difference between being general in your storytelling and being specific. Specificity is key in your content creation, which brings me to my next point. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Cassie? Okay. No. Which brings me to the next point of strategically creating content. All right. By being specific, essentially. So what I'm going to share with you right now is specific ways to deliver your message. All right. Inside your content. And by tapping into your story, tapping into your main pain point, that you're going to create content over and over again. And by the way, don't be afraid to share your story on repetition. Repetition is key. From some of my mentors, I can hear their stories over and over again, and it inspires me. But it is the same exact story, and I'm okay with that. And that's because it's inspirational. But the thing is, they contained the way they delivered the message and shared more of those emotions is what draws me into reading it and listening to it over and over again. Okay. So here are I'm going to share with you 4 different ways to help you deliver your message in these 4 different ways of delivering content. Okay. So the very first way, and by the way, this is all to help you be strategic with your posts. All right. So essentially this could be considered as like a posting plan for you. Okay. So the very first way that you can deliver a message is to create a post where you're sharing your results without sharing the name of your product. Okay. And this can be yours or someone within your team that is relevant to your pain point. Okay. So coming back, with Anne, where she's talking about the money, and alleviating anxiety, share a story of a specific moment where you were experiencing that anxiety about maybe not having enough money to where now you've had results to where, oh, wow, I was able to go to the grocery store and not look at my bank statement beforehand.
Mhm.
That's huge. I've been there, and it's a horrible place to be where you tap into your Chase Bank app and you're like, do I have enough money to pay for this before I swipe my card? It's a horrible place to be. But sharing that solution, like now I don't have to worry about that because I know that there is plenty inside of that. And that might not be where you're at, but that's an explanation of 2 specific moments in time and how your life has changed. Okay. The second way for you to deliver your message is by simply asking questions. And it could be around your pain point, or it could be something random. Now, the intention about, asking questions inside your content is that it's actually intended more to boost up engagement with your audience and to work with the algorithm. My recommendation is ask a question before you share something like your results or the next way that I'm going to share with you with your delivery message. Because when you're boosting your engagement, you boost your algorithm, which is then going to show more people your particular story posts. Or the third way of delivering your message is where you teach somebody on what you learned. Now, this is not where you're only teaching about your products, okay? You want to provide other value outside of just your products.
Mhm.
So if you're in weight loss, what are some things that you could teach your audience? Quick things that come to my mind is maybe you have some recipes that you love and you lean in on to help you with lose weight. Maybe you have some favorite exercises. Maybe you want to share hey, if you're a new mom and you have a baby that's on the move, but you want to get a workout in, work out with your baby. And here's how. Share these different tips to help cut back or to help cut back on the guesswork for your audience on the other areas of lifestyle that could help support that pain point. Okay. So teach something on what you've learned. Absolutely. And drinking enough water and why that's important. 100%. That's something that you can teach them on. And then the fourth thing is you want to share something relatable. All right. It could be about your pain point and how it's affected your lifestyle and or how things might be a little bit different. Now you might be saying, how is that any different from sharing my results? Okay. It could be something that maybe you lost weight and it's been a while since you've lost weight and you went to go take a shower and you caught yourself in the mirror and it caught you by surprise. That could be something relatable. Maybe you have, because I have it, IBS, and your lifestyle of what life used to be like when you had IBS. Share a relatable moment of somebody who has IBS and knowing what it feels like to be out in public, wondering where's the nearest bathroom. So that way you don't have an accident. Share relatable moments for people to also get to know the real you, what it is beyond just your network marketing product or company. So those are the 4 quick little things. All right. I wasn't so quick in me explaining it, but it's sharing results with your story, asking questions, teaching something, and then something that is relatable. All right.
So I have a question, guys. What is the one key thing that has just stuck out? If you're watching the replay, put the hashtag replay. If you're here with us live, Anne and Sarah, let us know what was that light bulb moment for you, if there was one, with this training of being the it factor, getting your it back, right? Let us know. Drop them in the comments below, because this is why all of you guys know our heads kind of been down in the sand. We've been trying to pour our expertise into things, and we actually wrote an ebook. Okay, Sarah Lynn did an amazing job. It's called The Social Networker. And it immediately dives into the importance of discovering your it factor. Okay. You have to first get to know thyself, right? We talk about getting to know yourself and who you are, because that way you can start on social media with a brand that's strong by picking a profitable niche that is in alignment with you. And no matter what platform you're choosing to build on, we're diving into the Social Networker. Covers it, you can be on any platform. That way you have just that more clarity. It will boost your sales. It will boost you really and truly, because we walk you through so much, guys, so much of what we have learned, just like discovering that I was a billboard. And not only was I a billboard, but when I left that company and decided to go into another company, I was in a company that had no alignment with me. I had no story to share. I was just excited about the hype and the drive, and it wasn't me. And so finding something that was in alignment with me, that has helped me. So we share with you guys the exact things that you need to do to boost your sales in this ebook. We're going to drop the link in the comments. So you can come back. It's the nextlevelnetworkers.com/ebook, of course. Take a look, see if it's a right fit for you. If it has some aha things that you're like, wow, I need that, grab your copy. If you have any comment or have any questions, you guys can comment below anytime or message us, and we'll be happy to reach out to you.
Absolutely. All right. Nope, that's it. I just dropped the link in the chat. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead and click on that link and let us know if you have any questions. So.
Yes, we love you guys. Thanks for hopping on live with us, Sarah and Anne.
Absolutely. We love it.
Yes.
Absolutely. I agree. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.